It is spoopy season of Ask the Stud. Hello everyone, it is I, Republic Studs, and welcome to Ask the Stud, episode 2. And you guys asked loads of questions last episode, and I am so excited to get into this all. And there's a lot we have to cover, and I'm just so excited. First off, I do want to say thank you to all the guys I met with at Brix Fair, New Jersey. It was really nice meeting you all, and I had a great time, met a lot of new people, made a lot of new friends. It was really, really great. In other news, you know, this is going to be uploading sometime in October, so happy spoopy season. I have a little beware sign back here, because, you know, when you come onto this channel, you don't know what you will find. I'd be concerned too. But with that said, we are going to get right on into it. So I'll ask you all to smash the like button. You guys know the drill. Just make sure it's absolutely eviscerated. And also, if you want a comment to be featured in the next one, then feel free to leave it down in the description below with the hashtag AskTheStud, and we're going to get right on into it. By the way, I do give members first priority, so if you press that little join button down there, you will have a question automatically pretty much answered no matter what. So it's only like 99 cents a month, and you know, it really helps out the channel a ton. But with that said, we're gonna get right on into it. So first up, my buddy Brix Films asks, what is your most anticipated 2022 set? Now, obviously, we have gotten a lot of rumors for 2022. We know pretty much every set is set 75325. You know, I've heard some rumor people talking. They don't think that is going to be the fighter tank. They think the fighter tank is going to be coming out in the summer or at a later date. They don't think that's going to be a January release at best. You know, the one with the Mace Windu and the purple clones, which I have a whole different theory on, which we'll talk about later. So I'm just going to write that one off for now, because, you know, obviously that would be my number one pick. But if I had to look, just looking at the list, other than the minifig packs, which, you know, those are very, very exciting, and I'm really excited for those, I have to say the Dark Trooper Battle Pack. Honestly, that one sounds pretty cool. We're getting 3 Dark Troopers, a Luke, I'd hope an R2-D2, but maybe not. And I think that would just be a great set. I really kind of like it. I'm really hoping it's going to look good. I know it's going to come with some sort of weird speeder or something. You know, it's going to be a weird set in terms of the builds. But in terms of the figures, I'm excited to bulk up on Dark Troopers a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy like I did with the 5 vs. Battle Pack, but I'll certainly buy 5 or 6. Next up, we have from another fellow LEGO YouTuber, the Lego Brit. By the way, funny story. He did a video about how his queen recognized his YouTube channel, and I was like, in the comments, and this is one of my favorite comments, it's like, I should do, since I'm American, Burger King crowns me the king of America. So I should just get the king of Burger King and have him crown me the king of America. We should do that, yeah. Call me Burger King. Either way, he asked us if you could choose a battle to have a LEGO wave based off of, like in January we're getting a Hoth wave, for summer 2022, what would it be and why? Now, I think this is pretty darn obvious, and it is Geonosis. I mean, it is the Attack of the Clones obvious anniversary, so that's a minor thing. But aside from that, I'd love to see Geonosis. We haven't really gotten a Geonosis wave since 2013, which has now been 8 years, which is a long time to not get really any sets based off of that battle. I mean, I think, no, we haven't gotten anything. You'll remember back then we got the gunships and ATTEs. We also did get, like, a Dooku versus Yoda set, and people will also forget, like, the snail tanks. But I think it would be a nice time to actually get some stuff based off of, you know, that era. I would love to see a gunship for, like, the same price tier as, say, the Moff Gideon's Cruiser or something along those lines, or a $100 gunship. I'd love to see an ATT. I'd love to see... I wouldn't mind if they even re-released Dooku versus Yoda. I don't think a Dooku has been released since 2013. It, again, has been 8 years, or it will have been 9 years if it came out next year, since we've gotten to Count Dooku. And a lot of kids have not had the opportunity to get this main Sith Lord, which is kind of sad. And I really wish LEGO would do something along those lines. Now, if they just don't want to do that for whatever reason, I struggle to think of things. I would certainly like to see, obviously, Mandalore, but, you know, that's difficult, and they've kind of done that already. What I would like to see is Scarif. Like, I know that's a more obscure one, but I'd like to see them bring back Scarif. It's been a little while since they did Scarif, and I'd like to certainly see more, you know, battle scene type things. Maybe the AT-AT that has, like, the orange sides. Obviously not for next year, because we're, like, getting a bajillion AT-AT things. But that would be cool either way. Now, moving on, Pug asked me, do you think we will get a Captain Rex Y-Wing bomber? Now, obviously, I would like to think that. Knowing LEGO, they probably won't. But I am pretty confident they will. They have to. Next summer, next summer it's almost certain, I feel like. And I'll have to do a summer predictions video, you know, seeing how the year goes, you know, later on next year. But it would certainly be interesting to see. I'm really curious, quite frankly, to see how they would handle that if they do it. Now, this obviously pens them making some sort of other Y-Wing, and the thing that is good that really leaves me somewhat optimistic for this in the new wave, we have not gotten no rumors about a new Y-Wing. So that is why I'm kind of looking forward to this more than, I would be, because if it said, oh, we're getting a, like, scaled down yellow Y-Wing, I would be like, okay, we're not getting a Captain Rex Y-Wing. But, that certainly gives me a lot more hope, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. John Doe asks, I really love your Clone Traders series, and I've been wondering if you're going to create any other stop motion since Clone Traders is over. Also, can you have your dog in more videos? So first off, I will show a little clip of my dog. Her name is Sadie. She is the most adorable dog in all the world. Say hi to the Ask Stud, Sadie. Aw, who's a cute puppy? Are you wagging your tail? Are you wagging your tail? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? So here's Sadie. She is like 13 now. She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Now, to your other question, the Clone Trader series. First of all, that obviously ended. That was one of my favorite series to do. I just love telling stories. And, obviously that gets difficult because I feel like I've gotten to a point in my channel where putting out that type of stuff because it wasn't a full stop motions, like it was more acceptable when I had like 300, 400 subscribers where I'd like pause the camera, move it, and like that's how I did the first few episodes of Clone Traders. And I started to get a little more professional where I take individual pictures and clip them together. So it was like a hybrid stop motion where I'd, video stuff because I didn't want to do whole walking transitions. So I just kind of like faded the camera. Now, the reason I don't really intend on doing that is stop motions are a lot of work. I mean, I've talked to my buddy Brix Films about it. He spends hours a day. So you either got to do one thing or the other. Like, stop motion YouTubers are stop motion YouTubers. They don't really also do plenty of other content. I know there was this guy, Prequel Stud, on YouTube for a while. He did something along this line where he do a stop motion with every review, and it took him like a month to do every video. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to make consistent stuff because this keeps me on my toes, and I feel like it's very easy to get in and out of a loop with stop motions. Like, you just can't do animate. I knew that this happened with Rico. Like, I just couldn't animate for 2 weeks. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. And that's the problem I have with stop motion overall, but I do love the art form. It's a great art form, by the way, and I just really, really love it. So ArcCT1257 asked, do you think that with the return of online Toys R Us, they will bring back Toys R Us Lego exclusive sets or polybags? Now, first off, they are bringing back Toys R Us. I believe that is in cooperation with Macy's, which is pretty cool. Now, first off, I think they already are doing this. There was some sort of, like, book set that was made to be a Toys R Us exclusive. I don't know if this is for Canada or whatever, but I know there's something happening with Toys R Us and Lego right now. In terms of license theme, I tend to, not think that. They've even done stuff like this with Barnes & Nobles, but as, in-person type stores like that just get less and less phased in, it's a lot more difficult to see them do those types of things, online. It just doesn't make too much sense because when it's like, okay, free promo set or free shipping, but most people will usually pick free shipping because shipping can get expensive. And overall, I just think I don't see Toys R Us really doing that. Toys R Us's comeback is not going to be as grand as a lot of people think. I mean, it's going to be overpriced compared to what it's going to be on Amazon, so I don't even imagine that it's going to last too incredibly long. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really curious to see how they're going to promote that one, how they're going to bring Toys R Us back, hypothetically. But let's move into the next question. Do you think there will ever be another Clone Trooper Battle Pack from Mass Destruction? Yeah, I'm sure of it. I mean, in the next infinite world of Lego, however long they manage to stay around, I'm sure we'll get another Clone Battle Pack. It's more a matter of what. I'm sure we'll get eventually some sort of 2/12 Battle Pack. I'm sure we'll get something for the Bad Batch, whether that be Crosshairs Troopers, which technically aren't clones, but I'll count them as clones. There's a lot of, working parts to a Clone Battle Pack. I'm sure we'll get something with 2 Clone Troopers, like a Jedi Battle Pack, but not necessarily a Jedi Battle Pack. It's just going to be stuff like that sprinkled around like every few years or so as, the Bad Batch, I feel, starts to die down. I don't know how many seasons that's going to go for. But it does give me hope. And it's also with shows like Kenobi, there's a possibility, however unlikely, that we'll probably see like an entire clone army show up as a pretty important, character plot point. So there's a possibility of that happening. I don't know how likely it is that we're going to get a bunch of 2/12 troopers again. But if we do, that would obviously be great and, make it more likely because I think Disney's starting to realize the potential and the excitement around the Clone Troopers, especially, now that they greenlit the show The Bad Batch. And the Clone Wars Season 7 did so very well. Obviously, I think they're going to keep, pushing with clones, which is kind of exciting. Caden Gaming asks, do you think we will get a Captain Hauser battle pack? Now, I think what he means by that is not like a battle pack full of Captain Hausers. That would be ridiculous. But like a battle pack based on Captain Hauser. Now, while I don't think that we're going to be getting one with him in it, because first of all, he's not really an army building character and he's more obscure, I do think we will probably get a Captain Hauser. And I think this will happen if it's going to happen with the minifigure packs. I've talked about this in my minifigure pack videos. He's obviously been in the thumbnails for those. I never really explicitly said it, but here's why. I figure they have to do some sort of Bad Batch one. And if you want to pull out relatively obscure characters we haven't gotten in LEGO, I think he's just one of the more prominent ones they could do. I could see them making a cloth for him that's very simple, and then they could just print like with all the other clone troopers. It's not that difficult. Obviously they're going to have to squeeze Omega in there. Maybe they'll squeeze in the Roz-looking lady. I keep calling her Roz. Like from Monsters, Inc. I don't even remember her name. She's not Sid. She's not that, entirely rememberable of a character. And maybe we'll get a few other people in those. I just am guessing that's going to be something like that. But I'm sure we'll get a Captain Hauser. I at least hope so. And I know my buddy Jonak's supposed to send them to me, but he's kind of disappeared for a little bit. So when he gets back, I'm sure he'll send them. The Laser Brick Lego actually asks a really good question that I was thinking about recently, so I want to hit on this one. Do you think that Lego's Palpatine's Arrest set needs a remake, yes or no? If so, should Lego make more sets, like remake sets with better pieces and better upgraded figures? Now this depends on what this set is. So with Palpatine's Arrest, I would love to see a remake of that. I certainly would like to see it restructured so it's not in the exact same format as the one it currently is, because it's a hard display set. It's not an easy one to display. It's very long. I've had it. I got it, I believe, back in like 2014 for my for Christmas, and that was the best. I thought it was cool. That was the first thing I built on Christmas. It came with like 4 Jedi and Palpatine and Anakin. Oh, it was beautiful. I love that set. And I would love to see them do it again. It would be great. I'd have to wait for, them to retire the new Palpatine's Death Star dual set. And honestly, I don't mind that one too much because it comes with lots of cool Jedi. So I would certainly like to see that one. Certain things, I wouldn't like to see come back as much is a lot of stuff that, like from, I'd say, the sequels. I don't think a lot of that really needs to be remade because there's so many ships and they all are kind of the same. I'd say like with all the Kylo Ren ships, they're all these black ships and with red visors. And I just not a fan of really any of them. I mean, I did buy them actually, and I do like them. I do like the Kylo Ren shuttle. But I do wish, take a break from them, at least for 10 years at least. Like Emperor Palpatine's Rest, it will have been like, again, close to 2012, so 10 years since we got one. So I think that would be a good one. Maybe we could wait. I'd honestly see that coming out again in 2025, because I think that'll be a huge year for Revenge of the Sith stuff, to be honest. And finally, we have a question from my good buddy, Mike and Ike Productions. How do you manage your time making videos? I am a full college student working 2 jobs, and I'm curious how you manage your time and schedule your day in order to maximize your productiveness. You seem to be good at that. I appreciate you recognizing that. It's a lot of work. So I will tell you guys a bit how I run my channel. So what I like to do is I like to wake up bright and early in the morning. I'll exercise, do whatever I need to. I'll check Instagram, see if there's any news that needs to come out, so if I need to go record a news video or whatever. And usually I'll have footage from the day before that I recorded. Usually I'll work on editing that. And then, I go to school. Sometimes in school, if I'm bored, I'll, edit a thumbnail on my phone, which I actually did today. And then I usually get home and I get right to work on recording whatever my next video is. And I am very scheduled out. Like, I have a schedule, at least for the first half of this month. I already have a schedule up to the 16th, and it's already crowded. And in terms of videos produced, I like to keep a consistent schedule. So if, gosh forbid, was not able to make a video one day, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I could miss a day. I'm always about a few videos ahead. Right now, I have 1, 2, 3 videos in prep, and I currently have 1 that I'm working on. I actually might even have more than that. And, I also have, my Studlug channel, so I'm always working on stuff around there. And it's obviously very exciting. Right now, I'm working on one with the Bad Batch shuttle. I wanted to put it on display because I thought it was a nice thing, to have a little complimentary piece for the Ask the Stud. And I think that's important. I think the biggest thing is just know what your limits are. I don't really do anything other than school and this. So this is my main thing other than, doing like family stuff or whatever I need to do for that. But this is like, I consider it almost like my job. where I, have a certain time I do things. I'm pretty much always working on my channel, whether it be through, sharing things on Instagram, promoting things through Instagram, promoting things through Discord, or whatever else we do. And, it's fun, and I really enjoy it. Like, I could not wish for anything more. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it, so it doesn't feel like work type of a thing. And believe me, like, guys, everything you see in YouTube, like, remember, 99.9% of it is the post-production. It's the setting up the figures, it's the building the things, it's the, waking up, it's the editing, it's the everything like that, and that is just a majority of it. The promoting, very few amounts of it is, getting involved and excited with these things, which is unfortunate, but I think it's an important thing to remember, just going into this. So if you look like, oh, I want to do LEGO YouTube, it's a lot of work. You don't just stumble into it. I have nearly 700 videos, and I have 22,000 subscribers. So we have 3 subscribers for every video that I've made, which is kind of insane to think about. But again, guys, I love what I do. It is really the best. But with that said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of Ask the Stud. Feel free to leave your comments down in the description. I'm curious to hear, what you guys have to say. I hope you guys kind of found my answers satisfactory. If there's anything you want to ask, and I think it is awful enough, then I will absolutely bring it up on the show. With that said, I will see you guys all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.